Hello, everybody. It's Brian. It's Mr. Betcher. It's Breaksack Education for the
Hey,
week.
all right. Education. Okay, okay.
Okay. Uh, there we go. Sorry. You. Hello,
Am I
Mr.
coming in
Betcher.
strong?
You're now
Hey,
coming in strong.
okay,
I don't.
good.
One of the things that has always gotten me about OBS is you have to reset almost everything every time. So
Hmm,
yeah,
okay.
super weird. So cool. All right. Well, it's Tuesday. Miss Berlin is indisposed at the moment. Every not every Tuesday we'll have everybody on, or we'll have somebody on, or it'll just be me. So we're still working this experiment out, and it's actually interesting. I didn't know what we were going to do for content today, but our good friend Socvel had posted up their uh, uh, survey for the week, their threat intelligence survey. So if you've been keeping up on the news or you haven't been keeping up on the news, you can follow along with us, and we're gonna go through and we're gonna see how many we can actually guess right, depending on answers that are given. Mr. Betcher, how do you feel about that? Do you feel confident today that we're gonna get a good grade, or are we gonna be failing, or what do you think for early predictions? What do you think are our chances of getting better than say four?
I think we're gonna fail.
If
Just
higher or
just
lower,
because.
higher or lower than four?
Um, is four failing? What is four?
Well, I would say four is like 40%, right? There's 10 questions, so 40. So
Okay.
50 would be
I th-
maybe like right
I
there,
think we'll get a five.
Ooh,
We'll still
five of
fail,
10.
but
Okay.
I think we'll get a five.
Okay, cool. And if you're watching or you're lurking and you want to, follow along, the socvel.com/quiz. And there's the link to that. It might throw up an TLS error, but I had that issue. I don't know if Mr. Betcher had that issue as well. Um, I felt safe going and selecting yes on this, but if you don't, I think the error message that I got here was, let's see, what did it say? Connection not secure. So there was there's I think maybe the key has expired. The certificate has expired. So they're using Let's Encrypt, so they'll have to re-enable that. But all right, so I'm hoping that we will get five or better as well. Scam ads. Oh, hey Archon. Man, I hope that's not the case. Oh, maybe you might be right on that. I know the direct link, but this is the website that it always shows up on. So I felt fairly confident that this was, you know, the right place. So, all right. So, the first question is, based on reports, what will account for 10% of Meta's 2024 revenue? Oh, I see. Yes, Archon. Scam ads. The metaverse scam ads marks surfboard sponsorships or AI stickers. Yeah. This one, I think we're going to be good on this one, Mr. Betcher. I think of the three, this one's the only one. The scam ads is the only one that kind of makes sense here. So
It's scam ads, I'm sure.
yeah, yeah, I think you're right. There you go. Well done, Archon. Well done. All right, and so like every one of these, there's always a okay. I'm not a robot. Okay, there's some new stuff going on here. Oh, interesting. What site was this? On the archive PH. Interesting. Oh, somebody's taking their sweet time getting through here. Let me see. Deluge of fraudulent ads. All right, let's go. Meta scam ads revenue. There you go. So according to, we'll use Yahoo Finance's version instead of archive.ph. That's interesting. Paste. Uh, Paste that in there for you too, Mr. Fletcher. So you can grab that. Internal leaked documents have revealed that Meta Platforms' projected revenue of approximately $16 billion from scam advertisements and banned goods in 2024, which would account for nearly 10% of its total revenue. Wow. Meta is unable to prevent a flood of ads that exposes billions of users to fraudulent e-commerce and investment schemes, illegal online casinos, and the sale of prohibited medical products. Oh, well, that's interesting. I guess it's you don't really if you're buying ads in bulk. I imagine when you're buying ads in bulk, or you're buying them, through a company will buy them for you, and then the reseller of those you give $100 million to Meta, and they give you a spot, or they give you a number of ads, and then you can resell those ads or whatever. So yeah, eventually it'll be maybe a reseller's reselling their blocks down to,
Oh, that could be.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know you and yeah, I have a sneeze.
And Meta doesn't want to cut off the major uh, buyer.
Bless me. Yeah, because there's like 4 or 5 different big ad block
Yeah.
buyers. So that makes sense. So says despite being aware of the scammiest scammers was reportedly slow in taking action, big spenders referred to as high value accounts, Ding, were able to accumulate 500 strikes without being shut down. 500 strikes. Whereas, smaller people
Jeez.
who, post up something that is against COCs, you get immediately banned. So, yeah, that's no good. 16 billion, so 160 billion dollars was their revenue apparently in 2024. Which has only gone up since, right? So, um, by the way, for anybody who's watching, if you're a veteran, happy Veterans Day. Thank you for serving. It's also Remembrance Day, so you're you know got veterans in your family, give them a hug for me. So, um, wow. So yeah, that's an interesting metric from that point of view. So, all right, I'll have to keep an eye out on that Socvel when they're. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. There we go. Next. All right, so we got one. We're good. We're doing all right. Sophos released a CISO playbook to detect fraudulent North Korean hires. Oh, okay. So, um, wow. If you're so maybe this, I'll probably open that up and see, like, how do you know if you've hired a North Korean or something like that. Ito threat hunting, which is a trigger. What? Wait a minute.
I don't know what Ito means.
I'm trying to. I got to read this again. Sophos is releasing a CISO playbook to detect fraudulent new North Korean hires. Ito threat hunting, which is a trigger. Yeah, that seems odd. Which is a okay. So
Maybe it means in respect to threat hunting, which is a trigger
there you go.
worth
So yeah,
investigating.
it's an acronym. Yeah, which is a trigger worth investigating. Mouse jigglers, VPN usage, IP based KVMs, or all of the above.
Well, the things I heard about were they had these farms locally. For example, in the US, in
Right,
Kansas, there was a farm where they would VPN into this farm and then use all these computers like laptops lined up.
right.
So they would come from there. So what would you detect?
Yeah, yeah,
I don't think it would be VPN usage because they would definitely be in the US. They wouldn't have to use a VPN.
yeah. My
Mouse
my
jigglers.
my thinking is it's all of the above, because there are a lot of companies out there, and you read it on Reddit. Read it on Reddit. I've read it on Reddit, where they were saying that companies are monitoring activity on people's computers. So if your mouse is sitting idle for too
Mm,
long, then are you really working? Because you should be
yeah.
moving your mouse constantly. My thinking was VPN usage and mouse jigglers are at least, because a lot of companies are some companies are like, you have to be on a Zoom call all day if you are working, just because they want you to be in the office and collaborating and whatever. There's some true horror stories out there on the remote work Reddit for this. In
Yeah.
this case, I'm going to say all of the above.
I agree because the farm is not the only type of
Right,
fake hire you can
right,
have. So
right,
yeah,
and
all the above.
Yeah. My other thought, especially with the IP based KVMs, is if a North Korean actor or person is handling multiple machines, they can't be all on all three of those machines at the same time. So the mouse jigglers would be needed to move the mouse, and they would need to be able to move between machines without, maybe using something like RDP. So I'm thinking all of the above is the correct answer here.
I think so.
Ding. All right. Very cool. Let me see what's this. Okay, so the first link looks dead, but this is definitely from Sophos right here. So um put this link in chat for everybody. Paste. Actually, I've got a couple of paste and paste. Ink, ink, and ink. There we go. As a North Korean Has a North Korean actor applied for a position at your org and even been hired? We're sharing a toolkit to help you detect and avoid that risk. So, Sarah Kern, Angela Gunn, Jane Adams, Mindy McDowell, Ryan West, Ross McKerchar, and Rafe Peeling. So assessing the risk, high paying, fully remote jobs, primarily these assholes. I need those jobs. I don't need North Koreans taking jobs away from me right now. They typically apply for software engineering, web development, AI and machine learning, data science, and cybersecurity positions. So, um,
That's ironic.
yeah, yeah. Well, see, they'll agree to mostly anything, right? So it's like, oh, are you okay with
Sure.
us having you? Yeah, I think the only thing that would be like you have to be on a Zoom all day, and then it's like, they might have some. I don't know how they're doing that. They may have set up some kind of AI filter or something that makes it look like they're there. Um, but yeah, so let me see. We split the control matrix into 8 categories that expand employee acquisition through post hire, HR and process controls, interview and vetting, identity and verification, banking, payroll and finance, security and monitoring, third party and staffing, training and threat hunting. Okay. There's a toolkit, which I'm sure you have to sign up for. Oh, no, it looks like they allow you to have a spreadsheet. Okay. So yeah, you can go grab that and take a look at those. So there's a PDF of the guide. There's got to be more to it than that, but yeah. Oh, it's an overview of the CISO playbook. So yeah, go take a look at that. Bob, who's your newest security developer, may be working remote, but he may also be working remote from North Korea or Pyongyang. So I think it would be good just from an insider threat point of view, if you're dealing with that kind of thing, to look at these controls or the spreadsheet that has 51 controls to look at. If you have an internal threat team, it might be worth it to take a look. So, um, okay, let's close that. Let's close that. Oh, okay. So, all right. So we're 2 for 2, doing all right here. Let me see. According to Google's 2026 forecast, which APT group will outpace the others in activity volume? So we have China, North Korea, Russia, or Iran.
This one I don't know. I would lean towards China because they've got more resources than the
Mm,
others,
yep.
but I really don't know.
Well, each of the well the I'm almost out on Iran because I never hear about anything from Iran. Um, so unless that's the throwaway answer. It's like, oh, we picked the big three, and then it's like, oh, but Iran is going to, like, they figured it out and they've organized and whatever. I don't hear a lot from Iran, so I'm almost certain I want to eliminate Iran. Like you said, China is very prolific. They got a ton of assets and resources available to them. North Korea is no slouch, given the size of, they're like uber tiny next to, China and Russia. So, which APT group will outpace the others in activity volume? Which one do you think, Mr. Fletcher? And anybody watching on chat or, watching, you've
I
got.
I want to say China, but I don't know for sure. I
Mm,
haven't heard. I don't know I haven't read their forecast.
yeah, I haven't read that either. We'll have to. Yeah, Archon, I agree. I think we'll go with China. We'll just see what it looks like. But it would. Yay! All right, 3 for 3, everybody. Good job. Yay! All right.
All right, we're more than halfway to five.
Yeah, I know.
Awesome.
Um, So here's the cyber intelligence forecast for 2026. This is like a storm forecast, which, oh, we're supposed to get some rain in San Diego this week. Isn't that weird? Like get about an inch of rain over the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I look forward to all the traffic that everybody's going to enjoy having. It's a byproduct of the rain. People are like, "Hi," that's my wife over there. Hi. Um, so Adam Greenberg. Every November, we make it our mission to equip organizations with the knowledge needed to stay ahead of threats we anticipate in the coming year. Security forecast reports. So it's like the old Farmer's Almanac, but for cybersecurity. Miss Berlin, there we have a
Hi,
hi. We're
I'm
doing the
here.
we're doing the threat intelligence survey. So better late than never. I don't know when you showed up. I was
Sorry.
just I was doing something over
Just
here, and then all of a sudden I had a new.
I showed up when you waved at your wife, and that was it.
Oh, okay, that's cool. All right. So yeah, we're 3 for 3 so far on our survey of threat intelligence this week. And so there's a cybersecurity forecast from Google that you can download. Let's see. Okay, so if you want to download the report, you will. And I just doxed myself there, so enjoy. I look forward to your spam along with the other people I signed up for jobs here. But business email, phone, title, and company. You don't have to put your business email there. I'm pretty sure bob@bob.com will work well enough. They'll allow you a link to download the PDF if you'd like. Uh, sorry, bob@bob.com if you're on there. Hey, Archon. Oh, okay. Archon's up in LA, so Archon's going to be getting some rain as well. Feel free to put job title as, head president person, and give a fake company name, and you'll get that. They want it for those sales leads, obviously, or to understand which organizations are downloading their stuff. But if you want to protect yourself from Google, you can definitely do that. Let me get rid of the big long link here, and I will post that up to chat for everybody. How you doing, Miss Berlin? How's everything with you?
Good, good. I didn't work today, so of course I didn't look at my calendar at all.
What? You didn't work today? I didn't
No,
work today.
the day off.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
Veterans Day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
So
never
happy Veterans Day, Ryan.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Never got that off at my job, so it wasn't considered a holiday at Amazon. So, but yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, and again, thanks to all the veterans out there. Go hug a veteran if you can. So, yeah. So if you want to go and see what the cyber forecast for 2026 will be, including shadow agent risks, go ahead and check that out. So, all right. We're 3 for 3. Going to go for number 4. We said 5 of 10, so we're doing pretty good so far. Oh yeah, this is our first one we're going to get wrong, I think. So, German. Only okay. So, which German hosting provider was fingered by Insect Group for hosting malicious infrastructure? Orologic, Azaza Group, Yolishanda, or Z Servers? Anyone have any thoughts?
I'd have to choose the one with the German name, I guess. If it is German, the Yola Shanda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I went to I actually have been in Germany, and it's interesting. So like, lawn tractors, they call them Landen tractors or something like that. It's like
Yeah,
all
right.
big long one word. So yeah, it seems like
Rucksack.
yeah, like back and packing or whatever. I love it because it's everything is. Hey, DMTFPV. Hey, welcome. Thank you for hanging out. Um, we're just trying to figure out which German hosting provider was fingered by Insect Group. Yola Shonda sounds interesting. I think we can go with that one. Miss Berlin, any thoughts?
Yeah, your
Yeah,
guess
this
is
is
as good as
like,
mine.
You
This
work
is
with
not my
you work
great
with all
trivia
the
category.
you work with all the German hosting providers. I know that, right?
Yep, definitely.
You know all the good
OVH
ones.
is the only hosting provider I know, but
Okay. All right. All right. Well, we'll just go with this one and see what happens. So, nope. Orologic. Okay. Malicious
oh, okay.
infrastructure. Orologic GmbH. So, oh, they even had time to make a fancy,
terrible names.
yeah, Orologic. Yeah. Provides upstream transit and data center services to large concentration of high risk hosting networks. Ranked among the top sources of validated malicious infrastructure seen within recorded futures network intelligence. So, okay, let me go ahead and put that link up for everybody to grab a hold of if you want to follow along. I'm popping it into our chat and everything because I failed to actually make a Google Doc this time. Hey, the real ones. How you doing? Welcome. We're just doing a nice quiz real quick before we talk about DEF CON and AI and stuff. So, Unit 42. Unit 42. Uh, Uncovered landfall Android malware spreading via a zero-click exploit chain. Which region is being targeted by the malware? So, who is being targeted by this? Landfall, Android malware, Western Europe, Southern Africa, South America, or the Middle East?
Western Europe.
Mm. That would be my Ansi. Thank you, Ansi. Yeah, Western Europe would be my first thought. I don't hear a lot of malware being used elsewhere. All of the no, we had an all of the above earlier. That one actually we got that one right. So, um, yeah. I think maybe Western Europe. Mr. Betcher, any thoughts?
I would say Western Europe, as they probably have more to lose than, say, the Middle East, South America, or South Africa. But I know South America's targeted quite a bit.
Yeah. Yep. Target audience in the EU. Okay. All right. DMTF. We'll go with that one. All right. Cross fingers. Oh, the Middle East.
Really?
I would
Well,
not have,
the
that would
Mid-
have been my last guess,
Yeah,
really.
me too.
the Middle East includes, Israel, Jordan, Iraq, Iran, Lebanon, all those places too. So,
I think they're heavy
Turkey.
Android users.
Yeah, Android is normally used by a lot of handsets that maybe are of a cheaper quality. You're not going to find Apple, unless it's a reseller or something, maybe. Unit 42 uncovered a previously known Android spyware family in Samsung's Android image processing library. Okay. So CVE 2025-21042. Not an isolated case, but rather part of a broad pattern of similar issues found on multiple mobile platforms. Okay. Oh, it's being sent via WhatsApp. Okay, so that's the other thing. I guess then in that case it doesn't necessarily have to be Apple. WhatsApp exists on Apple, I think, as well too. So it just affects the image library that is only available on Android. Uh, since April 2025, no ongoing risk to current Samsung users. Yeah, Samsung patched another zero-day vulnerability in the same image processing library. Wow. Okay. Who's the threat actor involved with this? Maybe. Let's see. Okay. No, they don't have anything specifically. It's just some group, right? Or huh. I've never not seen them mention a group. It's just there's an operation called Landfall. So maybe they don't know who's done it yet, so they were just putting that out there to let people know.
Pick some kind of name anyway.
Yeah. Swear I got a little cough, got a little allergy thing going on. That here we go, and there we go. All right. So
Wonder what defines it as commercial grade.
yeah, I don't know that. What would be considered commercial grade?
Or is that just one of those words that they use like military grade?
Shares infrastructure and
Probably.
tradecraft with commercial spyware operations in the Middle East, indicating possible links to private sector offensive actors. So now we have a new term called PSOAs, private sector offensive actors. So like crimeware, maybe. Instead of nation state stuff, it's more like potential crimeware. Commercial spyware, maybe that's stuff that you can buy, like the markets that we've seen, where they have markets where you can buy the frameworks. We've talked about those in the past. Um, yeah. So of course, Unit 42 is Palo Alto's crew, so you can go check them out. All
They do
right.
have a pretty good research team.
I love the write-ups. One of the reasons I wanted to go to DEATHCon was I was like, oh, at some point, I'll be able to better, analyze those or understand those. Somebody actually told me with those kinds of write-ups, you start at the bottom and work your way up in the report because they always put the IOCs and the IPs and everything down to the
Right.
bottom. The stuff that
Yeah.
you really want to see, and then it's like you kind of read it in reverse with
It's
some of that.
it's the same thing as looking up a recipe online. You like
Oh yeah,
they need a jump to IOC button.
yeah, yeah. Go, talking about the history of bread and whatever, and it's like I
Right.
just want to make sticky buns, so it's like down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh
Well, there's
gosh.
AI for that. You just type the ingredients you have, and it gives you something to cook based on what you have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
yeah. I never thought of that. You could do Control F and then type in eggs if you know it's got eggs in it at least, and you're going to skip all the way down, potentially to the ingredients. So okay, let's get back on track here. We've missed the last two, so
Sorry.
it's okay. Let's get serious now. Come on, people,
I real hard this time.
help out in chat. All right, come on. Virus Total was able to show some impressive AI-based file analysis speed, focusing on files targeting which OS. So Mac and iOS, Windows, Red Hat, or ZOS. Okay, so I'm going to put ZOS out because nobody has any malware for that. Red Hat probably less so. Eh, Between the Mac OS or Windows, I'm thinking Windows, but that's just me.
I mean, I would say it would be more impressive if they used Windows, right?
Right.
Because more malware, I mean, Windows is 90% or above
Hmm.
in the malware realm, so sure.
Onsi says VMS. No, get out of here with that. Um, and we know Mac doesn't get malware, so according exactly,
They're immune.
they're immune. So I think the simplest answer is probably the best. Level 42 is much better band than Unit 42. Yeah. Well, 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. I'm going to go with Windows here. That seems like the most legitimate option here. I'll take the hit for this one and get it wrong. Oh, gods. That was me. That was me.
What was it?
It was Mac and iOS.
What?
I know, right? How many malwares are there for the Macs and iOSs?
2? I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, there can't be that
Not
many.
many.
There can't be that many. We ran our new AI-based mock O analysis pipeline, no metadata, no prior detections, just raw Apple binaries out of 900 and wow, 10,000 first seen samples. So they have 10,000 examples of Mac and iOS malware. Wow, that's impressive. 0 antivirus detections at submission time, including multi-stage Apple script info stealer and an iOS credential stealing tweak. Helped identify 30 AV false positives, later confirmed and fixed. Wow. Okay. How long did that take to do though? So let me see. We started this in early 2023. Oh, so it's taken them 2 years to get to this point to be able to analyze at this speed or scale. It's impressive. 24-hour stress test. Okay. So 10,000 unique binaries never seen before by our platform. Ran every single one of them through our code insight pipeline using only raw binary, no external metadata, no crowdsourced intelligence, no previous antivirus results. And they found 67 were flagged as malicious by one or more engines, 164 binaries identified as malicious. 30. Oh, so then they decided to go and test other ones. They said 30 were false positives from Microsoft's engine. Once reported, Microsoft reviewed the cases, confirmed the issue, and updated their signatures. I didn't know you could run Microsoft Defender on OS X.
I didn't either.
And
No.
then they use Clam AV as well, which
I saw that.
while this label is technically correct within Clam AV's detection policy, it flags software signed by alternative markets such as MacHead. Code Insight correctly identified these binaries did not exhibit inherently malicious behavior. I talked with somebody today about AI-based testing and reviewing of code, and it was part of an interview or something that they had, but they were working on a tool that would help, speed up looking for false positives or something like this. And it's just kind of interesting to see. It's great to have that, but there's looks like there's still a bit of a way to go, but there's definitely organizations out there working on these things. DMTF says biased thinking results. Oh, it could be. Um, yeah. So 0-day detections. So they have a nice write up here about these various bits. Of course, this is obviously advertising for Virus Total. If you're
Right.
wanting to take a look at this, you can go through. If you have Virus Total already, reach out to your TAM and ask them about the more in depth. I'm sure there's stuff in here that they can't exactly release yet, but you should feel safer if you're using Mac and iOS. They're going to have this as an option eventually. Uh, so yeah, interesting. Okay. Well, that was on me. My bad. It's almost like the ones that we've missed so far. I think we're all at the top. So maybe we should take that as a thought. So
I'm gonna pick the least likely next time.
VMS would have been way wrong. So or no, VMS from ONSI would have been very wrong. So ZOS would have been that option there. So SOC Radar provided an overview of attacks against the automotive industry. Which country was by far the most talked about on dark web posts relating to these attacks? USA, UK, France, or India? Automotive
Ooh,
industry. Hmm.
US, UK, France, or India?
Yeah.
So do they make cars in France?
Well, they have like the Peugeot and those, and they have
Yeah.
Okay. What about India?
India has like Tata, I think, makes some cars. They
Okay.
they have several there. UK, of course, you have the Aston Martin. If you're fancy and all that, and of course USA has Tesla and a lot of stuff that is assembled here. Uh,
Attacks
Tata is
against,
very global, yeah.
I'm gonna say UK.
UK,
I'm
all
gonna say
right.
India
India,
because that
okay,
would have been my last guess.
okay. Onsi, what did he win? He's saying UK. So I'm hearing two for the UK, one for India. Um, Tata owns most. Yeah, I would say India as well. I'll break the tie. I will
Say France.
say.
Say France. Pick France.
I'll go with the UK. We'll see what happens. I can't imagine it's the USA, but we'll see.
Was it the US?
It is the US.
Dang it.
Seriously.
Yes, it's the US. Damn. Yeah.
That would have been my real answer. I probably should answer. I'll do both next time. I'll do my real answer and then
Well, that doesn't work. We got to pick
You
one.
have two answers.
I know. I know.
Can I
Honestly,
have
this
three?
is yeah.
and the opposite just to throw off the
That's right. Yeah. It's so far every one that we've gotten wrong has been the first answer at the top. So uh so yeah, United States overwhelmingly 23% of dark web posts have been United States. France being second, India third, the Russian Federation because they make cars.
dude.
China makes cars. I know that they're making a sub $30,000 EV right now that's kicking everybody's ass and everybody wants it, but you can't get it out of China. Um,
Hmm.
of course, UK's second from the bottom, and Germany with their BMWs and Autobahns is not doing so hot. So, wow,
I was actually surprised Germany wasn't listed as
right,
an option.
right, yeah. So, grab that there, grab that there, post these up. I know this is rigged. I'm not unhappy on C. Dark web chatter. So distribution suggests that while threats and illicit activity are global, U.S. remains by far the most targeted or discussed market in underground forums. I think it's because maybe their market share. Ford is a global company. GM Stellantis is a global company. You have Tesla, which is a global company. And probably the most polarizing of them. And the most fun to hack apparently if you have a Flipper Zero or whatever. People get to watch the charge port open and stuff. Wow. So yeah, at the bottom of the list, automotive dealers account for less than 1% of the chatter, while dealers make up less than 1% of dark web posts. A real share of automotive related activities higher, because many of the largest sectors such as finance, retail, trade, technical services, and information also include companies that operate directly within or alongside the automotive industry. So, automotive is like lower than,
Decent.
yeah, yeah. Um, Public administration, I'm guessing government in this case, takes the lead as the most frequently mentioned targets. So yeah, automotive is the lowest, but it's still quite well discussed. I don't spend a lot of time on the dark web, unless they have job boards or something, or they're hiring. If if they're hiring, then
Probably not the right kind of jobs you're looking for.
I don't know. They are pretty lucrative.
You would, yeah, I guess.
I just need to, set
At least
aside.
for a while.
I need to set aside my
Yeah,
ethics and go
until
to
you get caught.
right, go to a nice country with no extradition treaties and stuff, and do my evil, or whatever. So, all right, well, we got to get these last three so we can break even here. All right, so based on CrowdStrike's European Threat Landscape report, what are ransomware groups pressuring victims with to get them to try to pay up? Encryption, data leakage, double extortion, or GDPR? GDPR.
Double
GDPR.
extortion. Well,
uh,
I would say like double extortion might be GDPR and data leakage. I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
I
Why?
think it's double extortion because I've heard of like um they're threatening extortion for the company and then the people personally.
Yeah, I think I think I think I actually saw an article or something that mentioned double extortion as well. So, yep,
Hmm.
DMTF is also suggesting double extortion, so we're going to go with that one. Um, Double secret probation, yes, on C, definitely. So, oh, really? GDPR?
Really? They just
Really? No,
like to
that's
report them or to ask to have the attacker's data deleted.
this is I don't even know
We're
anymore.
we're gonna tell on you that you're not GDPR compliant.
Yeah,
The
something like that.
the odd thing is it takes years for those things to suss out, and if you have a lawyer that is anywhere decent, the fines are going to be like a pittance, right? I don't know of any high, unless you're a Google or something, you're going to get away with less stuff. So
So, okay, I told you to delete my data in an email in 2024, and now I've hacked into your system and found out you actually didn't delete my email.
right, exactly, or yeah,
Then I'm going to report you.
let me see what
I
is
got
it.
proof. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe they're using it as like a bluff or something. Adversaries have used the EU's GDPR data breach penalties to pressure victims into paying. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to follow through with that, but they'll say, oh, because you've been breached, we're going to let them know, and then you're going to get investigated, whatever. They threatened to
Most
report
people
entities
supposed to
for
pay us.
regulatory. Yeah, yeah. Threat actors have threatened to report entities for regulatory noncompliance via their DLS.
Hmm.
Uh, and maybe maybe it's not the ransomware that's the problem. It's like, oh crap, regulators are going to find out about us, and then we're going to end up having to pay up. Damn, I didn't know that.
All right,
Man,
we got to get the last two.
I know, right? Okay, well, we'll see. Oh yeah, let me post that link up to everybody as well. Trying to. Okay, I got that one. Oh, I got. Okay, I got everybody. Okay. Uh, Next one. Galaxy Gato, so Galaxy Cat, was targeting the Greek shipping industry based on ESET's APT mid-year APT report. Where is this threat actor from? Pakistan, India, Iran, or Iraq? Galaxy Gato,
Pakistan.
Pakistan. Okay. Mr. Betcher, your thoughts?
Iran. I'm going to try Iran.
Iran.
This one,
Okay.
I have no clue.
Okay. I was trying to figure it out maybe from the name, and they're targeting Greek shipping. So I was thinking about, okay, Greece is in the Med. You've got, what are the countries in that area that might be, shipping. Anybody in chat interested in giving an answer here? You said Iran. Iran's small. It has a small port on the Persian Gulf, and actually they have a no wait, they're on the other side. So yeah, they have a decent size. Uh, Iran. Okay, I'm gonna go with Iran as well. So um, it is Iran. All right, yay! All right,
Yeah.
excellent.
I
There's
guess
no
that because they have a lot of shipping issues, I guess, from
yeah.
Iran,
That one didn't
right?
have a
And
link.
lately they've threatened to shut down shipping in what is it, the Strait of Hormuz or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Awesome.
that is not what I was looking for. Let me see. They didn't have a link to that. So in that one here. Need results with Galaxy Gato in it. News. Let me see. Couldn't find a link to that one, so nope. Okay. Gato threat actor. Oh, not Galaxy. Okay, you're just awful. Okay, I don't have a link to that one. ESETs. Oh no, wait, I did have a link to that one. Okay, I see. Oh man. Okay, there we go. I'll go look up that one later. Let's try to. I actually had ESETs target shipping. No, I don't want to watch a TikTok video. Okay, so this must be their APT activity report that they're talking about here. Yeah, it's got Galaxy Gato in it, so it's probably this one. So let's see, bit by bit. Uh, you can take a look at this. This is on some kind of website, which is interesting. Thankfully, we got Iran. You can read the PDF of the slides and such in there. And all right, so the last one, we got to get this one. All right, so next, based on Google Threat Intel's AI threat tracker. So Google Threat Intel's AI tracker, what are some malware families using to dynamically create scripts? Agentic AIs, LLMs, NLPs, or NFTs. All right, so NFTs are non-fungible tokens, so that's not one. NLP is neuro-linguistic programming, and that is also probably not one. LLMs or AI. And I think I've heard of this one. I think I read this over the weekend, and I think it's the agentic AIs because it was
Yeah, I mean, LLMs are a category of AI, right?
right,
Yeah.
right,
So you don't really use, well, you can use LLMs, but it's a broad array of AIs. So
right.
what are malware? I mean, it could be either one of the first two.
The story that I read was like the AI is reproducing itself every hour or so. It's rewriting itself using an AI or something like that. So it was like a Shikata Ganai kind of thing. They're trying to evade detection by rewriting itself in code all the time. So
Hmm.
yeah, but you're right. LLMs are a type of AI, or no? LLMs are large language models, right? So how are they using large language models to do that?
Okay. I guess agentic.
I really want to get
It's
this
pretty
right.
specific.
I really want to get this right.
LLMs. Yeah. We got to hit our goal at
Oh,
5.
son of a bitch! You were right, Mr. Betcher. My bad.
What'd you
Was it
put?
LLM?
It was LLMs.
Really?
Yeah, it was called. It had a specific name that I had heard recently. Prompt flux. Yes, prompt flux was using a large language model during execution. The punishment is that I'm just a moron. Mr. Betcher actually got it right. He said 4 out of 10. I thought we were going to get 5, so that's on me. But so yeah, the
Those
first
are
use
hard
No,
though.
I said 5.
Oh, you
I
upped
thought we
it?
were going to get 5.
Oh, okay. My bad. So, yeah, they're called just-in-time AI for malware. Has identified malware families such as Prompt Flux and Prompt Steal. Have a good time. Uh, she's going to dinner with some friends. So, and then I have some carne asada that I got to go cook here in about 30 minutes. It's been in sous vide all day. So, they're using large language models during execution. These tools dynamically generate malicious scripts, obfuscate their own code to evade detection, and leverage AI models. And that's what got me. They leverage AI models to create malicious functions on demand rather than hard coding them into the malware. While still nascent, this represents a significant step towards more autonomous and adaptive malware. So AI is vibe coding itself, basically. So
What could go wrong?
that is a good question. That is a good question. Yeah. Um, so yeah, that's a rough one there. So the other things they mentioned are social engineering to bypass safeguards, threat actors adopting social engineering like pretexts in their prompts to bypass AI safety guardrails. So they're requiring, persuading Gemini to provide information that would otherwise be blocked, enabling tool development, maturing cybercrime marketplace for AI tooling, underground play marketplace for illicit AI tools has matured in 2025. Multiple offerings of multifunction tools designed to support phishing, malware development, and vulnerability research, lowering the barrier to entry for less sophisticated actors and continued augmentation of the full attack lifecycle. State-sponsored actors, including North Korea, Iran, and the People's Republic of China, continue to misuse Gemini to enhance all stages of their operations, from reconnaissance and phishing lure creation to command and control development and data exfil. So, yeah, that's the key findings in that report. If you want to go read that, cloud.google.com. So, boo, I screwed up. I should have realized agentic AIs are not. Yeah. Hey, Digital Warhead, what's up? Um, so boo on me. I didn't do so hot. We didn't do so hot. There were several that I should have just clicked the top button and we'd have been proper. So, if you had fun with that, you can hit Jocko JCO or Yako Soft J maybe at Socvel.com. You can sign up for the email that you'll get from them when they post their updates every day. So it says we got 5 of 10, but I don't think it adds right because I see 6 reds and 4 greens. So yeah, it seemed a little
I
off this
guess we
week.
got graded on a curve.
I hope
Yeah,
so.
maybe.
Yay! I always love grading on a curve. That's how I passed a lot of my classes.
Yeah.
Don't laugh at that. It's not funny. I'm just kidding. Um, so yeah, I went to DEATHCon this weekend. Easily overwhelmed by all of the stuff there because I didn't understand the format, and that's not their fault. They had about 30 different workshops there, and
Wow.
when I thought workshops, I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna have a thing on the side here, and we're gonna learn about some stuff, and then you can sign up for the workshops that are gonna happen in like 2 to 3 hours or whatever. No, there's a Discord you get invited to when you buy a ticket, and the workshops are actually in channels on the Discord, and you can join them or you can like download the PDF or watch the video that exists with them. And actually, I think they're going to be online on. Let me see, DEATHCon YouTube. Yeah, so there's some videos from last year. Don't do that. Shut up. There you go. So some of the videos get uploaded to DEATHCON's YouTube channel. Not that one. That's not the DEATHCON channel. That's somebody else. Um, that you can watch them and follow along and do some of the stuff. I easily got overwhelmed with that because the ratings were like beginner, intermediate, and expert. But even some of the beginner stuff was like, oh yeah, take this KQL query and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't know KQL. For the last 5 years, I've been using like Athena, which is somewhat functionally similar but not the same.
Yeah,
And
there's a lot of differences.
yeah, there's
Like
a lot of differences.
going back to KQL right now would kill me
Right.
after doing SQL for like 7 years.
Well, you might be interested in a website, and I'm gonna this was one that let me see, where is it? No, no, no. There it is. There's a site called KC7 Cyber, which one of the organizers or one of the people who had posted up a workshop was. It's almost like a hack the box, but for like threat hunting, and it teaches you KQL. And one of the uh, instructions here was an intro to KQL thing, and basically it's like you don't even need security knowledge. You just need to be able to. Ooh, okay, don't do that. But there was a whole module on how to do these things, and it's set up like where you can follow along, and you get certain answers and talking about the data and being able to query these things. And yeah, it was a really nice how to on KQL, which I found out that Splunk has their own querying language.
Yep.
Elastic has their own. Splunk has their own. Did I say Splunk already?
QRadar.
You
Splunk,
did.
yeah, QRadar. KQL is if you're using something like Sentinel in Microsoft. Athena for Amazon. And Digital Warhead, our mutual friend. Uh,
And we have BigQuery on the back end, and BigQuery uses a special version of SQL also. It's
right.
still it's like BigQuery SQL. It's a little different.
Right. And one thing I came to this realization was that it will take SQL, like transact SQL. So where's the thing? Here it is. All right. So this was a I'm going to copy this into the chat window here so everybody can see it. There we go. So when this is a KQL query here. I don't know if y'all can see what I'm doing here on the screen, but so this is a KQL query. So email. So you pick the table email, where recipient contains this social media star's name in the example that I was pulling up. And the idea was they wanted to be able to figure out who from Dior, the designer, was sending an email that might suggest that she's been hacked or what have you. And then I was like, well, how do you do that and what they're doing is they're just abstracting the SQL query. So instead of select star from email, you're just saying, okay, you're getting rid of this bit, and you're you know getting rid of pieces that are like you're always going to say select star from whoever or from wherever. And so there's a few things that also abstracts out, like subjects and things like that. But it's still very much SQL, and it will take this query and return an answer if you wanted to use transact SQL. But you can it's formatted in a specific way that you don't have to add all the other special characters like percent signs and parentheses and stuff. So I actually like this. I when I use Athena to make metrics and dashboards in Amazon, it was a bit more weighty. But my understanding from folks is ONC select star from or 1 = 1, exactly. DEATHCon, yes, Digital Warhead DEATHCon. Um, uh, so yeah, it was an interesting discussion. I actually ended up finding out about this, and there's a couple of other sites. One called Pivot go pivot ing/tools, and there's a whole story about this. It's an educational pivoting handbook for cyber threat and intelligence analysts by Amitai Cohen. And it goes through and it shows various pivot maps and mermaid diagrams that are easily clickable between artifact types. So I was reading through some of these items, and it's basically a handbook on how to uh, format your intelligence and make best use of activity observables such as IP addresses and file hashes. So really interesting website. I was poking around through this, and it's on GitHub as well. GitHub. I'll post that link up in here. Oh, okay. Let me post that link there. It seems fairly agnostic. I didn't. There we go. If you want to take a look at these, you know, the pivoting handbook. It's interesting, and there was a lot of folks that were like, "Oh yeah, I have a really hard time making markdown tables and using Mermaid and stuff." So I gave them some links for a site that would convert those kinds of issues. But really really good time. We had dinner at Carl Strauss, which is a local brewery here in San Diego, and yeah, there's just so many people there to network with, and
How
some
big
of
of
the
a conference was it?
so again, DEATHCon is weird in that it takes place in like 20 different sites simultaneously, all over the world. So like Orlando had 15 or 20 people, Tacoma had 35 or 40 people, I think. San Diego had 25 people. And then they had a whole online component. So if you didn't even have a physical spot you could go to, like Kuala Lumpur was another spot, Oslo, Norway. So they were all going on in the same weekend at the same time. Randy Pargman and a bunch of folks are organizing this thing.
Hmm.
And yeah, they do it every year. So this is like the third or fourth year that they're doing it. Very interesting concept. If you get a chance to do that, and you can get invited next year, or you can get invited to some of the channels. The good thing is the infrastructure they set up is still available for like the next 6 months. So if you've attended DEATHCon and you didn't get to all of the workshops during DEATHCon, like the Microsoft Defender and Sentinel stuff is all still available, and it's not real world examples, but it's almost like a CTF kind of thing, and you can follow that up. Oh yeah, he was probably in Tacoma, Digital Warhead. Um, but yeah, it's a very interesting format. It's definitely not like any conference I had been to before. But if you want to understand threat intelligence or threat hunting, uh, there's a lot of people on there and actually there's several discords that everybody seems to be on that I was actually on already. There's a threat hunting Discord as well that you can join up and meet and network with some of those folks. So some of the workshops were like agentic threat intelligence, integrating Mastodon streams with N8N and OpenCTI by Lucas Copps. AWS Advanced Offensive Techniques, What Defenders Need to Know by Santi Abastante. So, I mean, some of this stuff goes from like super beginner. Like I did one called, what was it? CT. It says Control F. Threat hunting. It's not just a fancy Control F by Jordan Smith. That was about an hour-long video that was pretty awesome on doing that. Let me see if I can find that link to that. And this, of course, may be a bit, super, super. There it is, right there. So this was from Kismet, who go follow Kismet on YouTube. Has some videos and stuff, but his whole stream, or his whole video was on learning how to uh, make queries or what have you. In There we go. So Splunk Enterprise, setting up, doing various queries and looking for that information. So it's very much a beginner level kind of thing. If you've never touched Splunk before, this is how you do it. And technically, Splunk is free for 500 megabytes of data, which apparently isn't a lot, but it was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a lot at all.
Yeah. But yeah, there was just a lot of great people there, and Wade, wading through logs. If you're on Discord with him, Wade Wells, excellent infosec person. Glad to have him in the San Diego area. He does a lot with B-Side San Diego as well. But yeah, it was a good time. And if you have a chance to go next year, it's I think around this time next year. So just keep an eye out. It's DEATHCon threat. Okay. Yeah, so deathcon.io. If you want to go and check out the site, you can definitely do that. So they're also looking for sponsors. B-Sides is also looking. B-Side San Diego is looking for sponsors as well. If anybody out there's got some money to burn, maybe some round B funding of from a VC or something, you can punt that up. But yeah, they yeah, so there you go. They have a list of them online. You can see what they're about. But yeah, I mean, you would need to have bought a ticket or something to be able to to get access to those. So you can see
It's
some
a
of the
cool way to
things.
do it, though.
I thought that was very interesting as well, having like an online distributed,
Hmm.
online thing with an on-site component as well. So it was
Right.
pretty awesome. There was also Secure World was going on this week in Seattle. I think there was a conference in Seattle. I think Secure World or something similar was in Seattle. CGL, I think, is what Digital Warhead said. SEAGL was last weekend. So yeah, there's plenty of places to get out and network to if you can. I'm going to be going to the local DEFCON meetup tomorrow night to talk to people and see what I can do about scrounging up some positions as well. Um, one of the things I learned is that not every company advertises on LinkedIn. So there are other job boards, go to Indeed, go, look at Zoom info. One of the things I was talking with a guy that I'd been talking to, he's a CISO, Zoom info. So if you do a Zoom info of like your local area, it gives you a list of all of the companies over a certain area. And you can look and see what's in your area and then go to their sites and then go to their career boards, which and then you can find out, hey, Sempra Energy was hiring for something, or maybe they're not hiring for a security job, but maybe they're hiring for a product manager position if you're wanting to do that. Um, it is pronounced Seagull, yeah. Digital Warhead, yeah. So I've been expanding my horizons and trying to find other positions that are available. So, but yeah, how are y'all doing? You doing okay? Busy? Yeah,
See?
yeah,
Yeah.
Busy.
yep. I'm busy too, but a different way. Trying to explain. One of the things that I've noticed is this is finding a job is the only job that you're learning as you go, and it's like the thing you do like 2% of your time, and
Right.
it's interesting because it's you're going to get things wrong, right? And you, at
Because
some
it
point,
changes every time,
oh yeah,
right? Like the
100%,
landscape changes, what your qualifications are changes.
right,
So every time you
right,
get to that point, and the longer you wait, the scarier it can be too, right? Like if
yes.
I've been at Weir now for 8 years, for me to job hunt, I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh crap.
Yeah, it was like 14 for me. I think the last time I was actually unemployed, I interviewed with
Yeah,
that guy right there. So
yeah.
yeah. Um and I was either headhunted or I was you know decided I wanted to take off and find another place. But even then I was with Leviathan, I CSEC East, and I had people from Leviathan coming and hanging out, and they're like, "Hey, you should come work for us." And I was like, "Okay." And
I
so
think I'd just quit and start a restaurant or something.
I'd love to do that, but I the only thing I can make is hot dogs. So I'd have
I'm
to
not
make.
gonna cook.
Oh,
I'll hire someone to cook. I'm just the ideas person.
oh, there you go. Yeah, Digital Warhead. I was laid off 2.5 weeks ago from Amazon, so I'm in the process of finding a job. So yeah, you know, I'm looking for new work, but because my wife is also similarly unemployed or according to the industry unemployable because of reasons. Why are you clothed in why am I clothed and sober? Well, I have
It's been two and a
standards.
half weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, and to be
You know,
fair, I did put on a colored shirt today for the couple of interviews that I did have. So no, I don't do fun employment digital work. I cannot sit on my ass and suck down beers and whatever. I can't take time off. I have to get my ass in gear and find another position. So um, and so, yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've applied to about 25 positions. I'm starting to see more denials or like we're going in another directions because the windows for those jobs are finally closing. But I have had at least half a dozen interviews right now with folks, and um, I've got a couple of things that are like they're waiting for finance to come back with answers of things and whether or not they can afford me or those kinds of issues. So um, yeah, it is what it is. So um, hopefully I will. My goal is to be hopefully employed before Christmas, but I know that's probably fairly lofty because every time I see hey, I got a new job, I see five others that are like, well, they've repossessed the house and we're living in the car and I'm putting out a desperate plea for jobs. I'm like, God, I don't want to be that unfortunate person. Um, and so I'm hoping that my elite skills and content development and everything will be helpful for folks. So, but uh, yeah, I'm seeing just how good this network that I've built up over the past 10 years with podcasting and everything is, and I have not been ashamed in reaching out to those folks and going, hey, your company's hiring, put me in for a job or something, please, or introduce me to this person that you work with, or that. But even then, I know very well probably more qualified people than me that have been out of work for several months, and it's like, and some of them are up in Seattle, which it must be a freaking nightmare up there right now with all the layoffs. So, yeah, I mean, between Microsoft laying people off and Amazon laying people off, and Lumira's got openings.
We have a couple that I didn't know about. So
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. I will take a look at those. My problem is I don't come from a programming background, so you
well, this
know,
one's like a business operations thing.
have you read the description on that one?
No, I just sent it to you.
I know. Some of them it's like if you got to name your firstborn Python and it's like I'm a security manager, why do I need to, have a deep understanding of Python, Ruby and Perl? And it's like, okay, I'm not the person you obviously want. You may have
Well,
earmarked
don't
this
take
for
them
somebody
literally.
internally. I have actually been using AI to good effect for that. LinkedIn has this, am I a good match for this? And they will say, oh yeah, you match 6 of 8 of these things because of your experience and blah blah blah. 3 of the 5 that you have here, and it's like, oh, I probably need to, modify my resume or add something in there saying, yes, I have done FedRAMP, or I have worked with FedRAMP audits, or I have worked with SOC 2 audits or something like that.
That helps.
And add that little bit, because if LinkedIn is asking that question and it doesn't see it, then I probably should add that. So I've updated my resume at least a half a dozen times now with like, oh yeah, I have done SOC 2, or hey, I have done FedRAMP, or I have done NIST required stuff. So um
Yeah.
I am good with using AI, and I have, hey, what questions do you think they'll ask me about this job? And it has been like, what are your strengths and weaknesses? And so I've been trying to build up a, not a question bank, but a somewhat of a, understanding of what they might ask in terms of, experience or things like that. So I'm using AI. So those of you who, are trying to shy away from it, it's here to stay, and it might help you get hired. So embrace that shit,
Yep.
and use it to the best of your ability. Because some of the jobs are like, yeah, how do you feel about AI? And it's like, I love it, because I'm not going to say I hate it,
Hmm.
because So yeah. Um, anybody else got anything to talk about? I know it's just kind of been me the last 5 minutes here, but
Oh gosh.
No.
anybody going to any conferences in the next couple of weeks?
I know I skipped out of the two that I could have gone to. They're both MSP related ones.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, one's IT Nation, and then I think it's Spice World right
Hmm.
now. I don't know. There's like a couple different
I
ones.
had heard that one. I had heard of Spice
Yeah.
World. Yeah,
Hmm.
and that was in what, Vegas? Somewhere. I saw
I
somebody
don't
rolling up in
know.
an Escalade or
Texas?
something. Texas.
Texas maybe?
Texas. Okay.
Um, I don't remember. But yeah, I don't have any plans to go to any. I don't know. Like I'm going to one, I think in February, that
Mm.
is a smart water utilities conference.
Okay.
Ooh.
Now wait, is
And
it smart water like the alkaline water, or is it? Oh, okay.
no,
Okay.
like infrastructure, like
Oh, okay.
stuff.
Right,
And
right,
I am
right.
the only security person.
Well, you've done that before with, farming equipment and stuff, right? So you went to a conference where you were the only security
Sure,
person
but
as
I
well.
wasn't speaking there.
Oh, okay. I see. I see.
I was just tagging along.
Okay. But you're actually going to
So
be speaking at that one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and they reached out to me to speak and then wanted me to pay
Okay.
for my ticket.
Oh, yes, I remember you telling me about this one.
Like,
Yeah.
nope,
Yeah. It doesn't work like that.
no.
Yeah.
But they came back and they're like, just kidding. We have this thing where you can advertise
Mm,
about you
mm,
speaking. I'm like, that's more like it.
yeah. You got to negotiate with those. Yeah, it's hard. You got to negotiate with a conference just to get into the conference. Yeah.
Like, I'm providing you content. I don't want to be there.
should I should I edit this out later?
Just don't tag them, I
Just don't
guess.
tag them. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's
Like, I
fine.
don't mind going and like teaching people and like, like I would anywhere,
Right,
but I'm not gonna like seek that out to go to,
right, right.
right? As a professional security person.
You can speak, but you're not invited to any of the after parties unless you pay an
What
extra
I'm I don't care.
$350 or something. So
I will go speak and leave.
yeah, yeah. Maybe you can have like a whatever their version of the B-sides would be. It's like, okay, we're gonna go
Right.
over and have Wendy's Con or something, and you can
Yeah.
come over and have burgers
It's
with me
in
or something.
it's in Orange County.
Oh, that's right. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Ah, honestly, dude, I'm sitting right here. Yeah, yeah. It's just, yeah. There's just some organizations it's really weird like that. Yeah,
Because usually, like by October, I was burnt out by conferences because
sure.
like fall was like conference, 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 conference.
Yeah,
And so I go to less now because I can't go to all of them.
right. And
And
you were doing Blue Team Con, not just doing a village at Blue Team Con. You were organizing the villages for Blue Team
right,
Con, and then you did DEF Con, and you did a couple of others. So yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So then I get burnt out, and then usually ShmooCon time was like, oh, I'm
right.
ready to go to another conference again.
Oh yeah.
Um,
What's going to fill that ShmooCon sized hole?
I don't know.
Bill's Onsi saying secure West Virginia next year. You're gonna do
Yeah,
secure
I
West Virginia?
know. I know. Jeremy just sent me a picture of us because that's where we met and started hanging out,
Mm.
and it's of their Indian burial ground park thing.
Oh, okay, okay. in
Yeah.
in West Virginia?
It's a
Oh,
good
okay.
conference.
Yeah, secure. I hear
Yep.
good things about secure West Virginia because Bill
Yep.
says that it's good. So
Yes, if he says it, it has to be
it
true.
has to be good. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
It's at Marshall University. I just can't do green. I just can't do green. But I would go if I could.
Did just not go do good well with your complexion or
Yeah, no, it makes I would just disappear and I would just be ahead and I would be like Zombie from Pee Wee's Playhouse. Make it
there
like
you
a
go.
high, make a hiney hole, that kind of thing. So, oh, it's in Charleston. My bad.
It is.
Charleston, West Virginia. Not, yeah, okay.
Right.
My bad.
What did you
Anyway,
say?
I said Marshall, which is probably Marshall University is
Oh,
not in Charleston. So Marshall.
that's in
Marshall
Huntington.
University is in Huntington. It's a public university in Huntington, West Virginia. Um, my bad. Sorry to all of the other folks. Oh yeah, MU CyberCon is in Marshall University. Okay, there you go. As Digital Warhead said, HushCon is about a month away. I don't know if there's tickets available for that, but HushCon Seattle, which is always at an excellent location there. And it sounds like planes will be flying again, so you might be able to get up there and hang out with some of the folks in the Seattle area. Um, get some networking in. I know that a lot of people in Seattle are going to be networking because they're out of work themselves, so they need to find ways to meet up with folks. So if you're in the Seattle area and you are looking for a position, CSEC East, which you talk to Digital Warhead or some of those other folks, is a meetup that happens every week in the east part of the Seattle area, Redmond, Bellevue, that area. There's also a lunch that Dwayne Blanchard runs up there. If you're looking to network, I'll give a shout out to Dwayne on the LinkedIn chat or on the LinkedIn if you are interested. A lot of good folks get together and have lunch there once a month, I think. So that's also in the Bellevue Mercer Island area. For those of you who are aware, sorry, global audience, you don't have a clue where Mercer Island is. But if you're looking for opportunities to network, there's always some local conferences or meetups in your area, and it doesn't have to be a security meetup either. It could be a tech meetup. It
Mhm.
could be a developer meetup. It could be a Rust meetup. It could be a Go meetup. Find people that are getting together to do things. They may be hiring at their company for a security position. You don't know. But you can at least, listen to what they're talking about and, have a alcoholic beverage or, a non-alcoholic beverage and just, chat with them, find out what they can do or what they do at their organization and, find out who they work for and then go to their website and see if they have jobs there and then say, hey, I talked with this person at this local meetup. Yeah, first Wednesday of every month. That's right. So yeah, go and meet people. You're gonna have to meet people, I think, for this networking if you're looking for a job. So, anyway, I think I'm gonna go because I got some stuff to barbecue before it gets dark because it gets dark here now. Earlier,
At
stupid time
5
change.
o'clock.
I know, right? So, well, the battle continues. I'll continue looking for positions. If anybody has thoughts on that, please hit me up on LinkedIn. That's where you can find me on LinkedIn. LinkedIn.com/in/breakb is my LinkedIn. Thank you, Digital Warhead. Have a good night. Miss Berlin, how would people find you if they wanted to chat with you?
On LinkedIn also, but I don't know my exact URL.
Um,
I'm the second Amanda Berlin usually.
you
There's
are
another one
not the
that is
second Amanda
in,
Berlin.
there's like a speaking coach, life coach lady. That's Amanda Berlin, and she's blonde and she lives in California.
Yours is really simple. It's Amanda. It's LinkedIn.com/in/Amanda Berlin. All one
Look at
word.
that.
There you go.
I
I
wonder
just
if she's Amanda Berlin too. That'd make me happy.
That's right. You're the best Amanda Berlin. So, Mr. Betcher, how would people find you on LinkedIn? Do you know your handle?
People don't want to find me,
Yeah, they do. They want to talk to you
but
about
You don't
stuff.
you mean
LinkedIn,
you don't get a million LinkedIn messages?
Oh my God. Yeah. A lot of LinkedIn messages. Yours
Oh,
is
okay.
B Betcher 96 on LinkedIn.
There's
nice.
95 other Betchers.
Yep. You're the
Apparently,
96th. Fifth. Fifth. So yeah, please feel free to hit me up if you're looking for a security product manager or some kind of lead security person in your startup or you just want to chat about other opportunities. If you think I'm a good fit, product evangelist. I actually talked to somebody who said you'd be a good product evangelist. So I'm like, I'd have to believe in your product. If it's a floating
Yeah.
toilet seat, I don't want to. I can't sell a product a floating toilet seat. So,
Brian,
what's that?
what's your pitch?
What's my
What's your
pitch?
elevator pitch? Yeah, let's hear it.
Ooh, I wrote.
For himself or for floating toilet seats?
For
I
your,
I have
yeah.
it written down here. Let me see.
Okay, good.
With over a decade of progressive security experience, including more than 5 years in leadership roles, I've built and scaled high impact security programs across many complex environments. My background spans leading offensive and defensive security functions, from vulnerability management and bug bounty programs to enterprise PSERT operations, always with the mentality of uncovering potential risks and threats and working with teams to drive pragmatic mitigations. I bring executive level experience engaging with enterprise customers, auditors, and a deep understanding of compliance and frameworks such as SOC 2, ISO 27001, FedRAMP, HIPAA, and NIST. Throughout my career, I've influenced technical and non technical stakeholders alike to align on business priorities and outcomes. I have a bachelor's degree in information technology and industry certifications, including the CISSP, SANS GIAC Incident Handler, GCIH, and the ProSci Change Management certification. It's probably a little
Nice.
wordy. I probably could knock out a few sentences, but
You know, okay, so my advice is to figure out what problem you solve, right? What
mm,
problems you
mm,
solve. Like so mine would be something like, I'm just making this up. Um, Companies of a certain size with an online presence um, become a target for cyber attacks.
right.
Um, there's a need for them to build or enhance existing cybersecurity program.
Right.
That's where I come in.
Ah,
I, and so, you just expand it from there.
right.
I do this for them, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So you define a problem and then you're the solution to that problem.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. You mentioned storytelling. My wife turned me on to a gentleman by the name of James Whitaker, who is all about storytelling, and I posted a link in our YouTube chat about that. This was a video from a few years back, but he basically got hired at Microsoft after he talked to Bill Gates, and he said, he tells the story about how he met Bill Gates, with a list of other people, like he was standing in line going to go shake the guy's hand, and there was it comes up, and he was like, well, I can't tell him I do this because that guy already said that. Well, what am I going to say? And then he talks about what he told Bill Gates, and Bill Gates was like, we need you to come and work for us. And then it was like he was rubbing elbows with the big wigs at Microsoft and other places for years, and it's a pretty enjoyable story. He does have some colorful language in that version, but it's all about the story you tell, right? And yeah, you're right. I need to work on that storytelling. The Obviously what I'm doing here is a little on the wordy side, so I need to work on that. Um, but yeah, I guess my story would be I can help you expand your security program and mature it and establish it and help you through your latest audits. But I do need to shrink that bit down and tell a better story there. So, but that's a really good YouTube video if you want to watch that. It's not very long; it's only 40 minutes, but it's he spoke at 2016 at the International Business Model Competition about the art of storytelling. And he's got a book, and he actually has a whole class and seminar on storytelling and telling a good story, not just for job hunting, but how you frame a problem and how you would sell that to senior leadership in terms of impact and that kind of thing, and for evaluations and things. So I almost want to read the book that my wife has. She says it's only about 100 pages long, so maybe I will go and look at that. And maybe we'll talk about that on another show. So we'll see what we can do. So,
And that's his book.
that's his book. Yeah, James Whitaker is the person, and I'm sure if you go look at it online, there's a book. Oh, he has a book online on Amazon. I think you can buy James Whitaker book. Amazon.
I can't type right now.
Yeah, reverse job search: how busy professionals, executives, and leaders are securing career-defining roles by unlocking the hidden job market. But yeah, he's got a ton of stuff out there. So, um, but yeah, there's story. Yeah, I'll find it and I'll post it up in our Discord and our Slack if you're on either one of those. So anyway, I'm gonna go now. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you, Mr. Betcher, Miss Berlin. It was great,
Yeah.
great pleasure talking to y'all. Friday, I'm probably gonna do some more work with coding and stuff like that because while I'm not coming from a coding background, apparently I'm okay doing vibe coding. People are like, yeah, we use vibe coding all the time, or we use AI for our threat intelligence queries, and I'm like, okay, cool. At least I can speak to a copilot or something like that. So I'm definitely doing the right things. It's just it's going to take some time, and I don't have time to sit on my ass and enjoy my fun employment because I have to find a job. So anyway, y'all take care. Thanks again for y'all being here, and that was it for BreakSec Education. And just want to solidarity for all of you out there who are looking for a job, and our kind reminder to take care of yourselves, because as we're fond of saying, you're the only you've got. Okay? All right. Take care, y'all. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.